right. Hello, Magic City. Welcome to the Fallout 4 panel. All right. Up first, we have Brian Delaney. I'm going to hand them to you in a minute.
Okay.
Oh, and Courtenay Taylor. Oh. You can sit wherever you want, absolutely.
All right.
Oh, thanks. Hey.
Hello.
Oh,
Hi.
shit.
I'm new. Can you tell?
This is Brian's first convention. Give him a hand, you guys. Woohoo!
Is it really your first convention?
Convergent right here. What? It's
Mrs.
a
Robinson,
thing.
you're trying to seduce me.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? All right. Vault Dwellers in the house, y'all.
All right, I say before we start taking questions, we see if anybody has Fallout 4 cosplay on. If you want to come to the front,
Yeah. Ooh.
do a little like runway show, little
Caitlin.
improv.
We got weapons.
Hold on.
Runway.
Special weapons and tactics over here.
Oh wow! This is off to a
Courtney
great
left.
start.
I don't know why did Courtney leave?
Bye, Courtney.
And that's all. Good night. Have a great night.
I'm back.
What do you got? Oh, okay.
Hold on. I got to
Yeah,
take a
come
picture.
right up to the front.
Come on, let me see you. Come.
I want copies.
You have to follow me on Twitter, Brian.
I refollowed you. I didn't
I
mean
know,
to hurt
sure.
your feelings.
There you go.
Hi.
Whoa,
a
look
runway
at
if
this.
you
This
wanna
is what I'm
like-
talking about right here.
This is great.
That's
Cool.
well done. Well done.
Oh,
What's your name?
Yumi.
Ken,
Natalia.
Gustavo, Jose.
Yeah, give it up. Vault Dwellers. Vault Dwellers in the house.
You guys can go up that way. This is great.
You guys look great. I love the biggest gun has a little lunchbox on the side. I love that. That is fantastic. That's fantastic.
Awesome. Give him a hand, you guys. Woohoo!
Way to go, guys. This is the show. I'm
Yeah,
done.
this is great.
Yeah, that was great. Thanks,
We all
guys.
good.
I love
See you
it.
later.
Take care, guys. I'm roaming around, Christy. You gotta.
I like how some of them are dirty and some of them just haven't left to go out
Some of them
venturing
haven't
yet.
left the vault yet.
Yeah. It's great.
What was that? Fresh out of the vault.
Straight out of vault.
Straight out of Vault 111.
If you guys,
Cruising down the wasteland. I like that guy.
just him though, right?
Just
yeah, just
no.
him.
Generally.
If you guys have questions, you can stand in line in front of this microphone right here, and they may or may not answer them.
Some other aspect.
The only other person here who's in it is Bill Salyers, and he has a very small part.
All right, it's question time. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Go.
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 This is a question for the both of you. When voicing the main actors for Fallout 4, were there any times where you felt like you were weirded out, like you felt very uncomfortable with the lines or the setting or the situation?
You want to go first?
Okay, I'll be honest. Initially, I don't have kids, and so I think Brian and I were very aware of each other, even though we didn't meet for about the first year of recording. My concern was that since he has like 27 kids, that he would like have it down when he was dealing with Sean, and that somehow I would not be able to get that kind of emotion because I don't have kids. But I think it worked out okay. But that was a major concern, and also the stuff where you break out of, when you finally come out of cryo, incredibly emotional. I've never worked on a game that had that kind of content before, and so that was gut-wrenching, snot-inducing, tear-filled, you know.
Pretty.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. Like, I walked out of the sessions being like, oh my God, I can't see. My eyes are sealed shut from crying. But it was probably the
I'm going to flip the script a little bit and take it to the other end of the intensity spectrum. What I found weird was having to deliver lines based on the fact that it's a player choice, player freedom type role-playing game. I wanted to give every line, no matter how small, no matter how arbitrary, a greeting. I wanted to give it the weight and specificity of each individual NPC, right? And our voice director, Kal-El Bogdanov, hey, Bri, you can't do that. That'll be annoying, because they're going to hear this 60,000 times. So it had to be, instead of me going, what's your name again?
Jose?
It's like, instead of saying, hey, Jose, I had to go, hey, Jose. And that's it. And I felt weird doing that because I like you, Jose. I want to be like warm and nice and cool, you know what I'm saying? But like I had to go, hey, Jose, instead of, hey, Jose. Because if you heard, hey, Jose, you'd want to kill me. You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here. You'd be wanting to you'd be stabbing my voodoo doll. So that was a weird thing that I really learned a lot by being a player character. This is my first player character I've ever done, so that was my answer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, how does it feel voicing the main characters in such a major game?
You want me to go first this time? Like I said a moment ago, it was exciting. It was a totally new ball game. I've never had this this amount of just sheer lines. 2.5 years. What was it? 111,000 lines of dialogue. What was that between us?
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
I never did that before, and it was interesting because I knew I had booked some sort of player role on my first day of work back in 2013. I didn't know it was this role. And I quickly learned, and it was just like, whoa! And then I discovered the Fallout community, the Fallout fan community, and I'm like, I better do good, or nobody will like me. So it was a lot of responsibility, and everybody involved, from Todd Howard all the way through to Kal-El and Courtney and I, we took that very seriously. So
for me, it was just, I think I was in a state of denial for the majority of the game. And like there's a part of my brain that was like, okay, yeah, this is going to be major, but you know, I've had the pleasure of working on some big franchises before, and this was a whole different level. When we went to the BE3 at E3 when Bethesda they rolled out the game, I think seeing all of those people, like I walked out. I tell this story that I was so nervous getting out of my car. I went to the wrong floor of the the Dolby Theater. So I went to the wrong floor. I was supposed to meet Brian and Kal-El. And so I came out over where they were letting people in. They had a big red carpet and all this stuff. And I walked out over, and I was like coming out, and I looked over, and there was a line out onto Hollywood and Highland it wrapped around the block. And I literally was like, oh God, this is a big deal. I'm gonna just have to, and then I ran downstairs.
She got drunk.
And found Brian and Kal-El. I was like, just stay with me. There's a lot of people here. This is crazy.
I did that too.
And then even, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, somebody said, how is it feel it now that you know that like millions of people, literally millions of people are playing your voice? And I was like, oh my God, I haven't even thought about that. That's just trippy. So, I don't know. It's new all the time.
Thanks.
Later.
Hi! What's
Hi.
up? Hi!
Hi. So my question has less to do with the game, but if you had 21 points to spend on your special stats, what would you spend them on and why?
I knew this was coming. You want to go? You can take my answer.
I'd spend 21 points on charisma, baby.
I feel strange right now. You're gazing at me.
You should.
I'm gonna give you a practical answer. That was the sexy answer.
Practical.
That was sexy. this is how I played twice. I started playing Fallout 4, then I had to restart because of a guilt complex I had about Paul Pembroke and his son. Don't worry about it. I don't even want to talk about it. I did the same thing with Megaton, and it's so... But I did 10 luck, 10 charisma, and 1 on strength. And I told somebody in line, I can't remember who I told, but yeah, it was like, somebody told me they did that, and it's really cool when you interact with people. You have such, with luck and charisma maxed out, you have such an advantage in negotiations. And I mean, I don't know if it was for you guys, but Magnolia, her and I hit it off immediately, you know? And we're gonna keep it PG, guys, right? Right? But yeah, and a little bit of strength because that's my next favorite. So that would be my answer.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I have 2 questions. My first one is, what was your guys' feelings when you found out, well, A, you're being the voice actors of Fallout, but the first people to ever voice a main character, the protagonist in Fallout?
Again, I think, I have that sort of denial thing where it isn't like, it's not like you go to work. I've done some on-camera stuff, and you'll see, like, you'll go to work and there'll be people watching you film, so you get the idea that, like, okay, I'm in a motion picture, this is a thing. You go to work and it's the same thing whether you're doing a huge thing, a huge role or a small role. So I think it allows me to keep everything sort of on the same level. But it did start to, like, it was like a step-up thing where, like, I was like, oh, this is a big thing, and then, oh, there was Bethesda, the BE3 thing, and then they announced us, and that was another level. And then when the game came out, my favorite thing was I literally sat on Twitter for hours watching the whole world unwrap Fallout 4, and everybody, like, tweeting about what they were doing and how awesome it was, and just getting to be a little teeny part, because there's so much more to this game than what we contributed. But getting to see, I say it's like Christmas. It's like watching, somebody that you love open the best present ever, like over and over and over again. So it's just awesome.
I can't top that answer. I second that emotion. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the essence of it.
Okay, and my second question is, what are you guys' personal favorite sarcasm lines? And if they aren't PG, I censor them, I guess, or keep them PG?
Eddie, it's me, your old pal, Seamus yourself.
I'm here to pick up 2 large pepperonis and a calzone. The name's you. But I also am a huge fan of just the, will you comply? Will you comply? Will you comply? Will you comply?
By the way, that line, specifically when I saw that, it's one of the few times where, like, we gave such different, things. We brought something different. Sometimes we did the same thing for some reason, whatever. That was one of the lines. I think maybe one of the only lines where I was, like, jealous. Like, oh, I want to go back in time and do that Cartman-esque up the down steroid, will you comply? And it was just so choice. It was so good. So.
Thank you guys, you're awesome.
To be fair, Brian got the morning session, and I had the afternoon session. So I think by the time they rolled around to me, they were kind of punchy, and they were like, do whatever you want, So.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My question is for both of you. Is there like a specific part in the game where you had to prepare it in order to speak it? Like, say, when you found father?
You go.
Okay, just so you're clear on the process, I didn't see any line, except maybe, like, I had about 15 minutes with, like, huge monologues, like the opening prologue or the epilogue monologue there. Every other line, the second before you hear me talking is when I saw that line. But like I said, the only exception is, like, Cal, our voice director, said, hey, we got this juicy, like, 3-paragraph thing on the next break. Why don't you just take some time with it? But that was all the preparation we got with regard to, the content, making choices and stuff like that. It was like that.
Yeah.
Anything to add? I'm sorry.
No, that's pretty much it. I mean,
Good question,
That's
though.
why I say, like, do cold reading classes if you want to be a voice actor. 'cause
Cold
a lot
reading
of the
classes.
time you're just like, oh, we're going now. Okay, great. Let's do this.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, so I heard on the Shoddy cast that you destroyed Megaton, so I have two questions. One for Brian. What evil spirit possessed you to kill all of those people?
What are you doing to me, man?
No, I just want to know, like, what happened?
I talked about this for months in therapy. By the way, you know what I was most hurt by? Moira.
Yeah.
I mean, just she was perky. Some people found her annoying. I found her endearing. I murdered her. And by the way, I didn't even play long enough to know that she was just ghoulified. Yeah. I didn't wait long enough, although, but I had to start it over because those people were in my head at night, and it was just, honestly, I did it for the caps. I'm a mobster, I'm a scumbag. But yeah, it was 300 caps they were offering me, and I had nothing, and I didn't even know, by the way, you could sell your junk to Moira. Like, I didn't even know that. So the person I killed was my salvation. Trippy.
Two, how did you guys end the game on your first playthrough? Like, which group did you side with?
Did you finish it yet? I haven't finished it yet. Okay. Going back to Paul Pembroke, I started it over because remember the drug deal with the bartender?
Yes.
And Paul Pembroke, and we were going to meet that guy, and he had a whole boatload of caps. It's caps. I'm such a scumbag for caps. So I go back and we do the drug deal, and all hell breaks loose and we start shooting. Well, I shoot the main drug dealer, and I was salivating over those 800 caps. And when I went over to the pile of goo, because I used an energy like one of those, what are they called? Energy plasma weapon, right?
Yes.
That turns people into like purple sand goo. Well, when I walked over it, all that stash is still in that goo. So when you go over it, when you walk near it, you see the whole list of stuff that they carried. I thought in the story, this was like the big turn. I thought Paul Pembroke ganked my caps. So I had this like anger rise up in me. Like, you son of a, took my caps. So I capped Paul Pembroke. Sucky thing was, after I killed him, I saw that it was not Paul didn't take them. And then I went back and I saw his son in class. He's sitting in the desk and he talks to me about his dad, and I start like, I have megatonitis again, and I had to start it over again. So, how far did you get?
Oh, dude, you don't even want to know.
Okay.
I'm the world's worst gamer. We can't even talk about this. I'm gamer adjacent.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. We got a regular show shirt there.
Hey, that's my dude. What's up?
Hey.
Sander, right?
Yeah.
Hey.
Sander.
I know. I can't remember my own name, but I can remember yours. Hi.
All I wanted to ask is, why are there mannequins everywhere throughout the game?
It's a historical town, Boston. Lots of museums. I don't know. It's the best I can offer you.
Not my job, dude. I have no idea. Why is Starling
You want
green?
to take that up with Bethesda Game Studios. I liked them, by the way, because my kids, when they would watch me play the parts that weren't nightmarishly horrific. By the way, my kid, my 3-year-old wanted 2 things for Christmas. He wanted something Star Wars, but Deathclaw pajamas, and they don't exist. But when it wasn't Deathclaws, they got a kick out of me walking into the mannequins and knocking them over. Like they were in a department store that was abandoned. So they liked that part.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, Xander. In a world where Xander asks a question.
There's a long line, Brian. There's a long line.
Hi.
I'm sorry, what was that? What did you say?
There's just a lot of
Next question, please.
I just want to say first off, I've been playing Fallout series since '97, so knowing
So she knows what's up. She knows what's up.
They should have hired you.
So
I know.
when I heard that there
Can you
was
come
going
up
to
here?
be voiced, main characters, I was kind of skeptical, but you guys did it justice. You guys did so great.
Thank you.
My question is, what was your favorite, most memorable moment during this whole process, like making this game and working for Todd Howard?
Favorite moment, like in the recording process or in the actual game?
Yeah, the recording process, the whole thing, all the years banking it.
God, do you have one?
I do.
Well, then you go first, because I got to think about it.
Okay, there's a line after all. My favorite moment wasn't a happy moment. It was a moment where I never knew behind a mic in an isolated voiceover studio booth alone, except for I'm in the fishbowl and Cal and the engineer and the coordinator are outside the fishbowl, that I would ever be overcome by a situation. And spoiler alert, it was the moment where I'm reading these lines in somewhat random order, and then all of a sudden a line, and I'm paraphrasing, comes up, I don't care who you say he is, he's not my son. And I'm like, my whole body goes warm, my face gets bloody, like that warm blood rushing feeling, and I turn to Cal and I go, Cal, what does that mean? Because in my head, for a year, I had images rushing through my head, and I would conjure up the same images, and they were very important to me. They were very personal, which is what you're taught in acting schools, right? I was just employing it behind the mic. Yeah. I was embarrassed, and I felt like kind of I have to censor myself, a not like cool person for like needing a moment, because that's the joke, right? You watch Tropic Thunder, and that's like actor gag extraordinaire, right? It's about the work. And it was just like, I actually needed that cliched moment. Like, I'm not okay right now, dude. Can we just take a second? That moment, the fact that that was achievable in a voiceover session had never happened to me before, to that intensity. So that was.
I think mine was probably, I mean, there's so many things, but like, meeting Linda Carter. I know that sounded like I completely fangirled out so incredibly hard. Like, and my wing woman was with me, and she was like, oh no, we're taking a picture, because she was like trying to walk away, and my friend's like, you get back out here. So we took a picture. So that was like a funny high point. But I think doing the stuff in the cryo chamber, I don't think thought I was capable of doing that. That was the kind of acting, I've done a little bit of that on camera, but I've never been asked to really do something to that degree. Most of it did not make it into the game, and I'm hoping that at some point, you know, they'll put it into a DLC or something like that. But it was kind of reassuring to know that like I had some reserves of stuff that I didn't know I had. So.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you. Is this the silver shroud?
Shroud!
It's the hat, man. I love the hat.
As the silver shroud speaks, he must ask fellow shrouds a question. Though I have seen your guilt, now I wish to know your joy. Which line did you have the most fun with while recording at Bethesda Studios?
Yeah, I mean, any of the shrouds, the shroud is one of, when they told me that what the deal was, I was like, this is kind of, I don't know, that's weird, because they played the guy who was the shroud, and I was like, this is not something I could do. And so at first I was very timid, and I was like, you sure you want me to do this? And then it started to make sense to me that this character would absolutely do this for this man-child who was asking her to do, you know, and that she would kind of be like, and then she would take it on. And so we just kind of went balls out with it, and it was so much fun to do the whole quest that, you know, that was my favorite thing in general.
Me too. Yeah, the three choices that you did too, right? What was most fun was what didn't make it in, because they did like, don't care, do it, like don't imitate the Silver Shroud, you know, with some gusto, and then do a full-on, you're a fanboy of the Silver Shroud, do that delivery. My favorite delivery was trying to do it, falling short, and just saying F it. You know what I mean? And all little pieces of all three sections made it into the game, I think. I think so. But it was so much fun, because there were so many ways you can go.
The Silver Shroud thanks you.
How you doing? Let me tell you, Brian. Like when you were doing the dialogue with Kellogg, like I haven't been in the game yet, but when I got to that point, you did a great job, man. You did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
But like, I want to request, can you do the sarcastic line for that one, real quick?
Can you remind me what it is again?
I think it was something like, when I go to hell, I want.
In 100 years, when I go to hell, I hope I get to kill you all over again.
Yeah, do that one.
Isn't that?
In 100 years, when I die, I hope I go to hell so I can kill you all over again, you son of a bitch.
Thanks, man. That was awesome.
Thanks, dude. That was awesome. I felt good doing that. You just got to see what we do behind the mic a little bit.
First off, thank you for coming and visiting us here in
Thank you.
Florida. Question for both of you. Since you had so many lines, were there more than one character you played in the game, or was it just the main characters?
Did you play anything?
There's been about 5 people on Twitter that reached out and asked, yo, are you an airline pilot on a recording near the end? And I was. There was one line where I'm not the player male voice, and it's a recording in that Skylanes quest where I'm like, there's a number of pilots, I think there's 2 or 3, where they have like recordings from the black box recorder. I got to be a pilot. And because it can't be cartoony, it sounded really close to the player male voice, but I tried to like, Texas him up. But Cal said, no, don't do that. So it sounds a little bit like me, but that's the only other line I did.
And I did one other character, and nobody has cottoned on to it yet. I came in one day fresh from the mall and was just out of my mind about this. It's a whole long thing about what the kids were wearing today, and I'm like, God, I feel like a grandma where I'm just walking around being like, your shorts are so short, my gosh, hey! And so they must have heard it on the line, and so my last session, I came and they said, we want you to do one other character. And I said, okay, great, what is it? We want you to do the grandma. And I was like, what? Seriously? And so I don't even remember what I said, but she talks like this, and she's totally outraged about everything.
I watched.
She's in there.
That was the day I actually got to watch you do it. She licked her lips like she had dentures, and she had osteoporosis. Like I saw her physically get into it. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Thank you very much.
Great
Thank
question.
you.
Thank you.
I actually have 2 questions.
2 questions. Go for it.
For the both of you. 1, who are your favorite companions?
I love dog meat because I'm a big dog lover. So, and I have 2 rescue dogs at home. So I'm a huge fan of dog meat. If I have to pick a person, I'm quite fond. Well, there's a lot, but I'm fond of Piper. I know her anyway, and she's perkily annoying and dangerous. I like that.
Same. I'm sorry to rip your answer off.
It's okay.
Exact same response. I mean, I love my pal. You know what I mean? But Piper was like.
You cannot compete with a dog.
Public occurrences. Okay, she's hot. I liked her. And she had guts.
Gusto.
Yeah. But like between dog meat and Piper, it's hard for me to choose. So.
And then, what's your favorite side quest?
Side quest.
I mean, I haven't gotten to my favorite yet. I haven't played enough, to be honest. I'm looking forward to seeing, like, walking through the whole Silver Shroud quest, but I haven't gotten to it yet. Honest answer.
I mean, I love the Shroud, but I also, I don't even remember his name. Who does Matt Mercer play? Tom? It's Tom, right? McCready. The whole thing with the choosing who gets the cure. I haven't actually played through that part yet, but that tore my heart out when I was recording it. So.
Good questions there, kid.
I also have 2 questions. 1, who was your favorite faction? Like, who did you side with?
Minutemen. Are you gonna steal my answer again?
It's so unoriginal.
I'm sorry. Nobody pays me to be original.
Well, there's aspects of the Minutemen and aspects of the Railroad.
Yeah,
I mean, the whole question of the synth question, it's actually in that great delivery by, who was the actress that played Desdemona?
I don't know.
I can't recall. Shame on me, but when she asks the question, would you risk your life for another human being, even if that human being was a synth? There's a whole, do you remember the episode of Star Trek The Next Generation where Data's put on trial for whether or not he's an
Woo!
That one.
Just got nerd
that
deep
reminded
in
me
here.
of that. What was the title of it again? Measure of a Man. That's what it reminded me of. The whole synth, the political, humanistic aspect of the synths. So that kind of affected me a little bit.
Okay, my second question. Can one of you do the Silver Shroud?
I want to hear you do it. I
don't remember any Shroud. Do you? The Shroud. Yeah. I can't remember any lines in particular, but.
Many have attempted to pierce the shroud to no avail.
Many have attempted to pierce the shroud to no avail.
Give it up. Good questions.
So you say you played the game, right?
Yes.
What difficulty did you play on?
Easy.
Why do you gotta call me out, yo? I'm 39. The last game I had new was Star Wars Battlefront 2. What up? And by the way, I played it up to the day I bought Star Wars Battlefront 2015, so. But if there was a level easier than normal or easy, I would have chosen that one. Have you ever gone up against a Deathclaw and not had him make you feel like you're a maggot?
I had to take a break for a week.
Right? He picks you up and looks at you like, I'm going to eat your face. Like, it's like, I had to walk away. I had to walk away. I talked about that too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A lot of therapy.
Are you getting everything you want accomplished?
Oh, this is great.
Okay. Because you got questions too, right?
No, I'm just here to protect you guys.
Oh, she's the Luca Brazzi of the panel. There you go. What's up, man?
Hey, oh God, I want to ask what's your favorite, like, just character in general, and all, because all the lines you've done, other characters' side, support, anybody, really.
I loved Magnolia. I loved Magnolia, man. She was like I didn't even know it was Linda Carter.
Wow.
And I did. Like, she was so sexy and so, like, sultry and everything. I was just like, woo, it's hot in here. And then when I found out it was Linda Carter, like, my head just popped off and rolled away in the booth. I was like, let me go catch that. Yeah, it's like, there's some crazy ass fangirl pictures of me standing next to her, smiling so hard that my face looks like it's gonna break. So I must have known at some point that it was her, psychically.
Back to Piper. I mean, Piper all the way through. The blue, I like nicknames. I give out nicknames. Even if you don't like them, I'll give you one, and then you'll have to pull me aside and say, hey, don't call me that. And I'll be like, all right, sorry. But I love nicknames. When she did the blue, I'm like, ooh, that's cool. She gives out nicknames. I thought that was cool. So I have always liked Piper.
Also, I will say one other thing. Kellogg, his performance, like, chills. When I heard him in the trailer, like, I just freaked out. And I did not know that it was the incredibly talented Keith Farley at the time. But, like, he did an amazing job. So, although he was not my favorite per se, in that I loved him, I hated him, and he did a fantastic job.
On the heels of that, you remember the father comment where I found out who Sean really is?
Yeah.
That was like a heart-rending moment, right? There's a moment where, like, I use my whole body behind the mic, and I throw Kellogg up and I threaten him with a line. I had such vitriolic hatred for the character, and it was weird. Like, when I heard the voice, it made it worse because Keith Farley was so good. Like, when he delivers that line, you don't find the Institute finds you. I'm like, oh, wow. But, like, because I know what he did, I had such loathsome, abhorrent hate energy at that character. And then you find out he was just a pawn, and I started to feel conflicted again. But that's Fallout 4, people, right?
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up?
My friend just went in front of me. He's right there. When he encountered Savage Deathclaw, he sort of pooped his pants. What was your first reaction when you encountered Savage Deathclaw?
There was some soiling of the shorts, definitely. Like I said, I've given my children nightmares, flavored with a horned, mutated creature. It's the scariest thing. I used to think Mirelurks, because Fallout 3, when I played, I didn't get far enough to see a Deathclaw. When I saw one, because you see one early on in Fallout 4, which is unprecedented. You see it, like, really early. That and the power armor. When I saw it, by the way, ever notice the way, like, it moves in the distance and the tail and all that stuff? From 1,000 yards away, it scared the crap out of me. And then when I saw it and it made me its bitch, like, it just picks you up and looks at you. Like, I'm gonna kill you now. Like, it was amazing. That's the scariest thing I've ever seen invented.
I like to think that I'm a fairly unflappable woman. I know how to throw a punch. I can, take a punch, whatever. I screamed, like, I was like, ah! My husband's like, give me the controller. I was like, okay, yeah, you take that, yeah. I completely cashed out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
How's it going?
I don't know if someone asked this, but how many hours went into recording?
We did. There's some math to it. It's 4-hour sessions, 4 days a week, 1 week out of the month, for 2 years. So it came to roughly between 55 and 60 sessions, right? Something like that. Yeah. So.
Multiply that by 4.
But you guys have probably spent more hours playing it than we spent voicing it.
Definitely. You guys are the real stars of Fallout 4. You guys.
I got another question. What do you think about the mysterious stranger?
What do you think about the mysterious stranger? That was it? That's all you got? No, don't go. Okay. Wow, that was an existential conundrum right there. How you doing?
Hi. I'm short.
So
my
am I.
question is, what is the saddest part that you had to record? I know you kind of answered that one, but for either of you, the saddest lines or the saddest situation.
It was the cryo chamber. I mean, I cried a couple of times. I definitely found at the end, I bawled through the ending monologue, where they were like, we should give her a break because I don't know what it was. I think we had done the majority of everything, and I had we had gone to E3 and everything, and it was kind of I came in after E3 and I was like, hey guys, can we start over? Because I want to make some changes. And they were like, no, we're 2 years in, too late. And it just was so, I realized how huge this thing was. And so to come in and record that last monologue, I kept going through it and screwing it up. And I was like, guys, can I just do one where I cry through the whole thing? Because I just got to get it out. And I sobbed through the entire thing. And then they were like, I was like, okay, we can do it again now, right? And they were like, we got what we needed. And I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, we're done. And I was like, so I don't even know how they pieced it together, but I was a wreck. I was a wreck. But, it worked out, I guess.
Thank you.
Hi, guys. Two
up, Clark?
questions. This one's for the Daily Planet. What is your favorite perk? I know it's a little hard to choose because it's just one, but your favorite perk?
I know they don't have the Black Widow perk in this one, right?
You know what? I don't know if they do, but I heard from Todd Howard and Emil Pagliarulo. Where's my sociopathic, nihilistic, psychopathic murderers out there? Anybody? There's a cannibalism perk, and you can eat Sean. And when I heard that, I'm like, oh, player freedom. You could do anything. So I heard that from at a thing where the Bethesda people were there, and they told me about that perk. I'm like, that's a thing in the game? I don't recall recording anything. Maybe it was just munching sounds. I don't even know. But there's a cannibal perk.
Yeah.
I'm curious to.
No, we did not record.
We didn't record a cannibal perk dialogue.
Cannibal perk.
No, there is. Todd told me.
Okay, then we didn't do it because I would have remembered.
I don't remember.
Baby.
I don't remember eating Sean, so I would have remembered it. But that is a perk, and you can eat your son.
Yeah.
Use that information however you will.
Go forth and conquer.
And my second question, since you both mentioned that you like the Minutemen, do you ever get tired of saving settlements?
Oh my gosh, have you done that yet?
I'm so.
I was so annoyed. 10 Pine, I wasn't even that far into the game, and an alert comes up, 10 Pine, but they need your help. I'm like, come on, just take care of yourself. I gave you a bed, plant some potatoes, plant some potatoes. But
By the way,
what's that?
We got another settlement. We're gonna need you to take care of. Thank you guys.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Clark.
it.
Hey.
How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Cool.
It's so funny the juxtaposition and dichotomy of your cosplay versus your very, very serious demeanor. It was interesting. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. I think we did that already. This is where you come in, Christy.
You have like a Steven Universe meets Daria vibe.
Totally.
And I'm like really, really into it. You can just stay up here the rest of the time.
Hey.
If you want.
So how you doing?
So.
Are you
Pretty
good?
good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Chilling. You know.
Great spandex.
She's really excited on the inside.
I am
Go
actually.
for it. What's your name?
Christy. What's up?
Christy? Really?
That's my name.
Holy
oh
crap.
My God. Oh my
This
God.
is like.
How do you spell your name?
Kristie.
Oh, I'm Krystie, but I feel you, K. I feel you. I know that struggle.
So what's your question, Christy?
Do you have any advice for those who want to be voice actors?
Don't.
Really enthusiastic.
Never lose your individuality. That's not even a joke, by the way. I spent so much time like trying to imitate other people, and that's good if you're trying to sound like Wreck-It Ralph. But if you have your own point of view, don't lose that. That's down the line though. Should we tell them about the website, D. Bradley Baker's website? D. Bradley Baker is an amazing voice actor. Look him up, D. Bradley Baker.
He's in everything.
He's a what?
He's in everything. He does
He's in
creature
everything.
noises.
He's in everything. He's every creature that Frank Welker doesn't do. D. Bradley Baker probably does it. He has a website called iwanttobeavoiceactor.com. It's exhaustive. Every question, every tactic, every strategy, everything you got to think about. But in the end, your unique perspective and your individuality is what sets you apart from any other voice actor.
It's true.
Wow. Okay. Thanks.
What he said, for sure.
And if they ever reboot Daria, I think you've got it.
Oh.
You're the live action
you're
Daria.
You're in.
Most deaf.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.
Oh, the hair flips up in the back. That's awesome. What's up, badass?
So, my question is, what are your views on the Brotherhood of Steel?
See, that's another thing. That's a complicated. Is everybody good to be here for another hour and a half? Because that's like a whole. No, seriously, that's a whole thing. Like with the tech and their kind of totalitarian kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's hard. You know. And then there's the whole dance situation. Dance, revolution. You know what I mean? Like. You love them, you don't, you do what you do, you make your choices. So there's aspects of the Brotherhood that are very personal to you, you know? But like there's that whole credo that they have that I'm conflicted about. You know what I'm saying?
What about Maxon in particular?
What did you say?
Maxon. What do you think? I want to hear your views.
I don't like him that much.
I don't think he's that likable.
Yeah.
I'm with you. What's your name?
Josh.
Josh? Is that what you said, Josh?
Yes.
I'm with you, Josh. Seriously.
I like your Umbreon.
Thank you.
Solid choice.
Okay.
What's it go?
Sorry. How long did you guys wear your vault suit in the game?
Oh, gosh. I still have mine on. I'm really not very far in.
I wear the Vol suit all the time. I want Piper to call me Blue and not have to qualify it. If I do put anything else on, it's Raider gear, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like Raider leathers or Raider armor. I'm Blue down below, you know what I'm saying? I want to be Blue to Piper.
Thank you.
You got it, man.
What was your favorite enemy that you won against?
I don't know. I haven't played enough of it. I want to be quite honest with you. I don't even think I can make an educated... I felt pretty good after that first Deathclaw. I'll tell you that right now. But I haven't played enough to make a qualified, educated judgment on that, to be honest with you. Sorry about that, man.
Thank you.
Well, I want to know what yours.
I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Keep playing. Keep playing.
Do you have any nicknames for any of the characters in the game?
Only the ones that I've thought of. Like Preston is like P-Dog. I don't know why. Because I give nicknames to people.
Can I tell him about P-Blue?
What's that?
Will you do that?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So when we early on, Piper was one of the first quests that we did, and there was the whole blue thing, and so I started being like, oh, because you know how they have bro shep and fem shep and all that stuff. So I was like, I called Brian he blue, and he was like, oh no, that's not happening. I'm not gonna be he blue. I'm not gonna no. And so
I don't know. There's just something cool about she blue, but then there's just like, oh, you know that guy in the game? He blue. Like I don't like it. I don't like it.
I was like, it's a term of endearment.
It's
He's like, no, pick
demoralizing.
something else.
Honey,
I know.
what do you think? Beard or no beard? I'm sorry. Sorry,
Such
I couldn't
a
help
cute
myself.
nose.
I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry. Let's get away from he blue, shall we?
Thank you.
Thank you. What's up, Hank? Oh.
Hey.
Oh, well, you got like a War Machine Hancock vibe going.
That's right. I have the Minuteman General outfit.
Oh, okay. Is that what that is? That's how ignorant I am.
Well,
I like that whole Iron Man vibe. Anyway, go ahead.
my question was, do you prefer melee or ranged? And what's your favorite weapon? Your favorite weapon, sorry.
Far away things. Melee, I want to be good at melee, but like I suck. So when you go up against even like a half decent raider with a melee weapon, I just get pulverized. So I like actually remember that thing where, oh crap, I can't remember. You roam in the wasteland, it's early on in the game, anywhere there's those super mutants that are like sentry posts in that building, you know?
Yeah,
For like 2 hours, I took a sniper rifle and just practiced. And they still caught me, by the way. I had to be 3,000 yards away.
Of course.
And they're like, oh, we're gonna get him. You know, I was an idiot. I was the worst sniper in the world. They'd never make an American sniper movie about this guy, you know what I mean? But I like long-range weapons.
Fat
Thank
man.
you so much.
Fat man.
Fat man.
Fat man all the way, yes.
Because they don't have a sister fighting mode, which is what I would do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
5.
Hello, guys. Rick Sanchez from another dimension.
Hi, you look good. Your nose is running.
Give it up.
Thank you. That's it's
barf.
drunk slime.
Yeah,
Drunk
yeah,
slime.
nice.
It is good voice acting in the game. It's good stuff. But I really wanted to hear you say something if it's cool.
I'll be your trained circus seal. Go ahead.
Very good. Come on, jukebox.
Wait, say that again?
Come on, jukebox. Jukebox. You know, you put coins in, you press a button. It's good.
I'm hanging on by a thread, brother. Go for it.
Dog meat. Your relationship with dog meat. I really want to hear you say, "Hey, buddy. How you doing, buddy?"
Okay. You want to start with jukebox?
I don't know jukebox.
I like the dog meat. The dog meat stuff was my most. I use my hands a lot. I'm like I egotistically call myself like Sundance a little bit. Remember the movie Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, where Robert Redford has to like audition interview for the job in Bolivia with protecting the payroll. Well, the guy just tells him to stand and shoot, so he shoots like this and he misses, so he doesn't get the job. So he says, "Can I move?" And Strother Martin says, "What the hell are you talking about?" And then Robert Redford does this Cirque du Soleil gunslinger maneuver and shoots the thing 6 times. I do that behind the mic. I don't look like Robert Redford when I do it, but I do that behind the mic. So every time I talk to dog meat, I always like touched his scruff or patted him on the head, or I have a dog, so you know that thing you do? I use both hands to do that. So I like how you doing, boy? Come on, boy. How you doing? You all right? You smell something? I loved doing those lines. I loved it.
You guys did really great. Thank you.
Thank you. You didn't get to say anything.
Hi. How do you feel about Roland not joining Quintana in Halo 5?
I feel conflicted about it because I was like really pissed.
Do you see there's a theme in his life? There's a lot of conflict.
I know, right? I was really conflicted about it. But like they were just talking about this as she was a lab rat that run amok, and they were just gonna like end her. Back to Measure of a Man. Where's my boy? Measure of a Man. There he is. And I'm like, I was really defending her. But then like you see what she's doing, and she's a totalitarian dictator kind of vibe too. So I was conflicted. She's my species. I'm a part of, what up? I'm a part of, I have her genetics. We were both created by Dr. Halsey, as it were. So I felt very conflicted about it. At the end, I was just petrified at what she's going to do because I also love the Spartans, I love my captain, and I love the Infinity. but Cortana was the beginning of all. You know what I mean? It's conflicted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
How's it going?
My question would be, well, to start things off, you know how the whole world of Fallout is basically just utter random encounters, and I just want to ask you, what was the most WTF thing you've ever walked into a room to? My personal favorite was when I walked into one bathroom for a building, I kind of saw a skeleton having his head inside the urinal, but he was actually kissing another skull, which was already in the urinal.
Oh, that's okay. So subtle moments that you stumble upon. I thought you were talking about
You just walk in like, oh,
the WTF moment for all of my experience with Fallout, which is only 2 games. I'm gonna have to go back to Fallout 3 when I first heard and then saw a centaur. That was something that gave me nightmares. You know what I mean? That was just, oh God! Like that was like insane. And you can hear him do that spit thing. That to me is the WTF moment in all of the Fallout universe. When I first saw that human centipede mistake come strolling up at me with the head and the thing with the guy in the places with the ugh.
and just
you know
a
what I mean?
shimmy.
With just a yeah, right. You know what I'm talking about. But I'm sorry, yeah, that would have to be it for me.
I don't like bugs, and so I couldn't believe when I made it out of the vault, like I have to punch it. Like the rad roach came scuttling up, and I was like, "What? Give me something to hit it with. I'm not gonna touch it with my hands."
Especially now with 4 being like they have a higher engine, so you see these in very graphic details.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And then I was literally just like, My husband's like, "Give me the remote." I'm like, "There you go."
All right, thank you guys. You guys did an amazing work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
How's it going?
What was your initial reaction to talking to robots on the USS Constitution?
That was a fun quest. Yeah. I'm gonna let you. I dominated, but like that was so fun. Those guys were right. That was early on. Yeah. That was the first couple of months of my job. And when Cal would say, "We got those guys again," I'm like, "Oh yes, that's awesome." So early on, I felt about how fun that was. To later on with the Silver Shroud, it was a lot of fun to record those lines.
All right, thank you.
Oh wait, okay, thank you.
You can continue if you want.
No, I'm good. You're good. I'm good. What's up, kids?
When did you first start voicing Fallout?
I started voicing Fallout on July 9th, 2013. No joke. July 9th, 2013.
9:01 in the morning.
9:01 in the morning. No joke.
Or
no, that was an afternoon.
Brian.
That was an afternoon job,
That's
actually.
Right. That's right. And I started on the 12th because I wasn't available on the 9th.
I have one more.
Okay. Before you do, though, tell me, how old were you on July 9th, 2013?
Don't ask math questions.
What? How old were you?
3.
You were 3?
3.
Well, when you were 3, that's when I started the job. What's your other question?
When did you start playing Fallout?
You mean any Fallout game? A couple of months before the job ended, our voice director, Cal, gave me his old Xbox 360, right? And I went to my local GameStop and I bought a $5 Fallout 3 Game of the Year edition, and I started playing that. A couple of months. For almost 2 years, I didn't play anything Fallout. But almost just before my recording stopped, that's when I started playing Fallout 3.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
What would you rate Fallout 4?
What would I rate it? 10 out of 10. Metacritic. What up? 10 out of 10, right? What other game is like they improved the shooting? It's everything I love about games. When I was your age, I loved playing games that put me in the movies, right? Like I liked playing Star Wars games and like Vice City because it was like Goodfellas and Scarface, and I loved playing the Godfather video game. Fallout 4, it is role-playing game. It's the best shooter. It's like so many choices. The color schemes, the art, that music. When you hear that composer play that piano, everything about it is a 10 out of 10, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and I think that's all she wrote. But before you guys go, we are going to take a selfie. So if you would like a picture with these guys, please come to the front of the stage. Not on the stage, just to the front.